Style is everything. I'm a firm believer of that. Depending on what you wear, you know, the flourish and all that stuff, it can fundamentally change your game. And that's rightfully so with the Dead Space games as well. Going off of my previous video about Dead Space 2 and whatnot, I had a little idea for my own personal rankings of the Dead Space suits. Now, unlike, you know, the other ones, kind of like the other rankings, whatever, this is just my personal preference. You know, it's not set in stone. It's just how I feel about every suit, and it's, you know, my reason as to why they're ranked in these, you know, situations. So let's just get right to it then, because I don't want to waste anyone's time here as much as I'm going to waste it with this fucking rambling. Rank 7. Oof. My body's dying. Advanced suit. Not a huge fan of it. I know that, you know, it's supposed to be like one of the technologically advanced suits, and it was like on the cover art of Dead Space 2, and for some of it for Dead Space 3. But in my opinion, I just didn't like it. Some of the pointy ends were really not that appealing, especially that bulky-ass projector on his chest. Didn't really feel that well. I mean, it did look sleek and, you know, agile, but beyond that, I mean, it wasn't that handy. Even the stasis recharge time reduction, albeit being a very powerful item, because if I recall correctly, you can basically cut down your stasis recharge time down to about 40 seconds if you have it fully upgraded and you have that 50% reduction. But I never found myself using it that much, because to me it just did not look that appealing. It looked a little bit restrictive in some areas, and the fact that it was like a late game suit wasn't really that appealing. I couldn't even get behind the Elite Advanced suit because, yes, a 10% increase in raw damage could be handy in some cases, especially when paired up with some of the DLC weapons that increase it by a certain amount. If you get the right build, you could do a tremendous amount of damage with some weapons, but it all boils down to like maybe doing an extra 15-20% damage with one weapon that's already powerful enough as is that it doesn't need that shit at all. It's overkill. Or if it's like, say, for a pulse rifle where it's 15% extra damage on average between the Elite Advanced suit and a DLC pulse rifle, ooh, whoop-de-doo, you'll start finally do 10 points of damage on par of a fully unupgraded plasma cutter. It's not worth it. It's one fucking point. So that's not even worth it. And I think the Elite Advanced suit also had like a stasis duration increase, which is completely worthless, because by the time, you know, that extra few seconds won't matter. The Necromorph will either be dead or you'll just fire off another fucking blast. It's pointless. Don't like the Advanced suit. Gets rank 7. Fuck it. Rank 6 is the Hacker suit. I mainly just like it because of aesthetics alone. I kind of like the whole idea of, you know, wearing civilian clothing. Like, there's a lot of games where they give you some militaristic, badass, you know, spec ops gear. But then there's just some cases where I'm kind of just like, you know, I just want some plain clothes to show off that, you know, I don't need all this high-tech gear. I could be in civilian clothing and still be just as much of a badass. Oh, God, excuse me. Oh, shit. And that's the case with the Hacker suit. I love the style of it. Just a plain jacket, some jeans, with some makeshift fucking, you know, thrusters and whatnot, and like a gas mask of sorts. It looks really fucking cool in some cases. I kind of like the style of it. But there are a few things about it that, you know, kind of hold it back from being an ideal suit. Chief among them is the simple fact that you need, Dead Space Ignition to get, and that's, as I mentioned in my previous game, it's like one of those side games that was kind of a mini game. It was a downloadable for the PlayStation 3, if I recall, and I think the Xbox as well. And when you complete it, you get a save file that the game will recognize. Will unlock a bunch of circuit rooms, and you unlock the Hacker suit in one of those, and you can buy it. And yeah, that's basically only available on consoles, unless, as I said before, you modify a couple of the files in the game, which is actually kind of easy. I think it's like replacing a number or two in the main game itself, the files, and boom, you can at least unlock it on PC, or, God for fucking bid, just use a fucking save editor. Or, it might actually be unlocked with that patch, maybe. Could be wrong, not booting up the game again to find out. Already did that with something else when I was doing a previous video. But, yeah. The other thing holding the hacker suit back is kind of the bonus. Unlike all the other suits where it's kind of like, you know, some sort of statistical improvement of a weapon or healing item efficiency, etc., this one's just simply one less hack required for the hacking mini games, which are few and far in between, and you only go down from 3 to 2. So the main reward for that isn't really that worthwhile anyway. So you're kind of better off not doing it, in my opinion. And, oh yeah, that's what I did in my past video. I was talking about the rivet gun. I'm sorry, these things are just on my head all the fucking time. I need closure on my thoughts. And finally, the other thing holding the hacker back, the hacking suit, not the hacking gun, although there is a hacker contact beam you can get as well, but who cares about that? You can get a DLC hacker free of charge from the patch, so it doesn't matter. Contact beam. Fuck, I'm losing my mind. Hacking suit. The third reason why it's not that good of a suit is, come on, his neck is exposed. As far as we're concerned, his whole body is exposed. If he were to go out into the dead of space, punny. If he went to the dead of space in that suit, there's no way he should survive. But of course, that's just a suspension of disbelief you're gonna need to have with those type of things, which, small price to pay for the hacker suit. I still think it wins on aesthetics alone. But going on to the next suit, the engineering suit, the engineer suit, the staple of all the fucking games. Probably one of the few suits that has an appearance in all 3 mainline Dead Space games. And what can you say about it? You know, it's a simple suit. It's a suit that apparently even Isaac loves, because if you play 2 and you have like the suit up animations, he looks really comfortable in it. He has like a small grin. That's his signature suit. It had some outfit variations in Dead Space 1 that sadly you can't access unless you're playing on console. And even then, it has a couple variations in 2. Albeit they're not as sexy. The best version in 2, though, regardless, would be the Forged engineering suit, which is kind of like one of the things that kind of puts it in the 5th rank. If I had to choose a DLC suit to mainline it, because it gives you a 15% increase in healing efficiency for your med packs, so that could definitely help you survive an extra hit. Depending on, you know, if you had a higher level suit to give you a 25% damage resistance and you go back to the Forged suit, the healing efficiency could be just as, you know, beneficial as a raw damage increase. And I don't know, I guess, you know, the outfit looks... the engineering suit in Dead Space 2 does look a lot more agile of sorts compared to the original. Maybe, you know, they just toned down the bulkiness of it. I don't know. But yeah, classic suit. It's the first one you wore in all the games, basically, except the 3rd one. That one's for a different suit, which I'll mention later. Hint, hint. But, yeah, it's a classic. That gets rank 5. Now, rank 4, it's kind of a cop-out. But it's because there's so many variations with color palette swaps and abilities. I think it kind of deserves it. It's not a definitive suit, sadly. But fuck it, it's my own listing, so who cares? Rank 4, various security suits from Dead Space 2. I can't recall how many suits there are, so I'm going to use a cheat sheet. I'm going to the fucking website itself to look it up. Okay, so if I'm going off of it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Huh, there was only 7 suits? No fucking way. Yeah, I knew it. There was 9. And, you know, the 9 suits are the security suit, the elite security suit, the Arctic suit, riot suit, soldier suit, zealot suit, the EarthGov security suit, the Triad security suit, the patrol suit, which was from the Severed DLC, and, yeah, I think that was it. 9 fucking suits, and I guess what they lack in terms of, like, uniqueness, because the only thing they give you is, like, you know, unique bonuses to a particular weapon. They just make up for, I guess, in terms of customizability. Like, you look at the fucking vintage suit, there's only like 3 or 4 of them. Between the original, the elite version, which is a more cleaned up version, and like a couple other ones, like a bloody suit and a trashy one via DLC. At least with the security suits, there was a whole lot of variety in terms of like statistical benefits and color palette swaps. So you can really like cycle through and be like, okay, which one appeals to me the most? And beyond all that, I mean, those are probably like the easiest suits to get, considering most of them were DLC or some of them were just unlockables from beating the game on like certain conditions. But that's kind of like mainly the reason why I say various security suits, because the high range means you'll at least find one to like, even though there's already a definitive one I like, which, once again, I'll save for later. But number 4 is a cop-out. I'll confess it. And I hope I got the number right. I really hope I did. And now we're down to the big 3. The third one, as I mentioned before in the hint, kind of a surprise, because it was kind of like, you know, it just grew on me over time. The EVA suit from Dead Space 3. The suit that later took a hold of some of the promotional material. I don't know what it is about it. Maybe it's because it was kind of harkening back, in my opinion, to the previous like DLC suit in Dead Space 1. The fuck was it called? The astronaut suit? Is that what it was? The standard astronaut rig. Oh god, that ugly ass orange fucking suit. And then you go into Dead Space 3 with the EVA suit, and you just look at that fucking beauty. And, oh, God, yeah, I just love it. Maybe it's just because it's like a simplistic suit that looks really padded and, to an extent, comfortable, in my opinion. But it definitely feels like an actual spacesuit that you would wear in the vacuum of space. And technically it being like the most advanced suit in the game series to date, it just looks really fucking cool. I mean, what more is there to say about it? I just like the space aesthetic of it. I love the helmet as well. I just like it. And to that extent, I do love the, I think it was called the First Contact suit as well. It was like the golden bronze plated variant of it. It does look slightly dirty now I'm looking at it, but it definitely matches up well with like maybe like the Mark V golden parts. But yeah, it was just one of those suits that I kind of had a love-hate relationship with it in the past. It grew on me, and then eventually it just, you know, it won my heart with it actually like an authentic spacesuit. And being one of those few suits that you actually get to see damaged. I think you get to see it damaged when you crash onto the planet. You don't really see that much with some of the suits. So seeing like a battle-hardened suit was kind of cool. And the second place, the military suit from Dead Space 1, the unlockable for it. Yeah, compared to all the other suits, it was kind of just like, it was like one of the best unlocks in the original Dead Space. It was really simple. Beat it on any difficulty level, you get the schematic in your inventory when you do a cleared game with that save. And so long as you have, the cheap amount, like the low cost of 99,000 credits, this suit can be yours. And what it lacks in terms of special abilities, because there was no special abilities in Dead Space 1, maybe they'll change that in the remake, who knows. It made up for it for just being relatively easy to get and having the highest damage resistance of 30%, unless you shelled out for the Unitologist suit in Dead Space 1 or the Astronaut suit. But in terms of, like, not having to pay any additional money, ugh, fuck, and all that jazz, it was a very easy unlock, and the style of it was really cool. I really loved, like, how it was a lot more slimmer compared to, like, the engineering suit. Loved the extra, pads and pockets of sorts, the pouches. I love the skull-type helmet, and, like, the overall, like, military aesthetic for it. It was really fucking cool, especially back in the day when I had, like, the military DLC for the console version of Dead Space. It felt great having matching guns with my suit. And, yeah, it's just a simple suit, gives you a lot of damage resistance, makes you look like a fucking badass. It was a really great unlock when you first beat the game and you decided to do a New Game Plus run. Whoops, that was my lid. To have some fun. But finally, for number one, in my opinion, the de facto best suit out of all the games, in my opinion, bar none, the Riot suit. To me, it has similar prestige, just like the military suit, but it goes a step and beyond. Minus, the fact that it does, I will confess, it does have a shitty bonus perk of like a 10% increase in damage with the contact beam. I never use the contact beam unless I keep it in my inventory for easy money gains. And, Isaac's disapproval with all the security suits, Riot suit not excluded, with him pulling on the collar, being a little bit, uncomfortable in it. The Riot suit is just the best fucking suit in all the games. It looks badass, even more badass than the military suit. It's sleek black, has like the Riot number and shit on the pad. It makes you feel a lot more specialized and fucking elite compared to like the normal, security suits. It looks intimidating as fuck. I mean, it was just the one suit that I used in all my playthroughs. Especially considering, the other huge benefit, unlike the military suit, this one, when you unlocked it on any difficulty level, it was just free. It was in your fucking inventory, or it was available in the shop for no credits at all. So, as soon as you fucking beat the game and do a New Game Plus, boom, there you go. Go to the shop, get it, there you go. It's your best fucking suit for that run. But beyond all the aesthetics, the real reason why the Riot suit is really fucking good is because of a glitch. This aforementioned glitch that I mentioned earlier on in my previous video. There's a glitch in Dead Space 2 where all the unlockable suits, the Riot suit, the Arctic suit, the security suit, anything that involved having to beat the game on a certain difficulty level, for some odd reason, when you unlock that suit, it didn't just unlock for that save. No. For some odd reason, it gets tied to your account. The game account, that is. And basically, even if you start a fresh game, you keep the fucking suit. Kind of similar to, like the resource packs in Dead Space 3, or the only other game that I could think of that had that type of similar thing was, Crisis 2, I think. You got to keep, like, the upgrade unlocks for the nano suit or the attachments for your guns. But yeah, for Dead Space 2, when you beat that game and you unlock that Riot suit, any fucking difficulty level, even on fucking easy mode, you fucking delete that save, you start a fresh save on normal, hard, whatever. Guess what? When you go back to that fucking store, you're always going to see the fucking Riot suit in that inventory, which means you can slap that fucking badass suit on, and you'll automatically get 25% damage resistance and 25 inventory space, outclassing all the fucking DLC suits. And the best thing is you don't even have to wear the riot suit. You hate the riot suit? You know, it looks unappealing? You hate the fucking pad, bulletproof-esque feeling of the suit? Fuck it, just slap it on once at least, keep the damage resistance in the inventory space, and then just switch to a different suit that has a better appeal to you in terms of cosmetics or statistics. All of that combined, the even easier objective of getting it without any monetary cost to it, the badass look to it, in my honest-to-God opinion, and the fact that, you know, through a glitch, it's basically applied to all of your fucking runs, your old saves and new ones. To me, it just makes the riot suit that much more badass, and the #1 ranked suit on this Dead Space suit ranking. Ugh. And also, I totally forgot, with the fucking, you know, various security suits, I'll just give this fucking win to the riot suit, just cause. If you angle your camera such a way on the face, like you turn the camera around and you just look directly at the mask, and you angle it a little bit up, it almost looks like Isaac is smiling at you. Like the fucking light glow, it looks like a fucking smiley face. What more could you ask for? But, yeah, that's it, really. And if anything, as much as I hate to say it, if I had like a do-over and I could change various things, I probably would change it to be the riot suit, the Eva suit, the engineering suit, and the military suit. If I'm talking about, you know, like third place being, you know, it's the classic suit, it's what started it all. You know, the Eva suit, because, you know, it just looks like an actual space suit. It looks really appealing to me. And still, the riot suit wins #1. But, yeah, just fuck. Riot suit #1 for the win. But that's all. Give my opinion to y'all. Usual chant, like, dislike, comment, subscribe. Let me know what your favorite suit is in all of the Dead Space games, whether it be the DLC you can't obtain anymore, mainline suits, etc., etc. Let me know, because, you know, we all have our opinions, we all have our likes, we all have our dislikes. It's perfectly fine. I want to know what your fucking favorite suit is, even if it is the astronaut suit. Even if that was the least downloaded suit out of all of them in the Dead Space 1 game, which it was. You know, some people still like it. Somehow. But yeah, manager's clocking out here. Keep dismembering. And, actually, yeah, I do wonder. I wonder if Dead Space 1 will introduce any other new suits. That'd be kind of interesting. It'd be nice to get, like, a couple of new suits. I don't know what they'd be able to add in, but my one dream is that they maybe add in, like, as call forwards, like, some of the suits from the later games. It'd be fucking interesting if we got, like, maybe like, as an Easter egg, we could unlock the security suit in Dead Space 1. Because what if that's, like, basically, like, a mini confirmation that, oh, Dead Space 2 Remake is actually going to be made as well. Wishful thinking, but you never know. But that's all for real this time. Bye.